Whatever happens, we still have each other. Sorry.
On the other
Okay,
side.
sorry, Connor. Sorry.
Not safe for work. Not safe for work. Hot people, hot jobs. Not safe for work.
Hey everyone, welcome back for Not Safe for Work. I'm your host, Chloe. This is a podcast about hot people with hot jobs. On that note, I'm really excited to talk to two people with hot jobs today. When we think about having a hot job, you know, I think one of the things that are quintessentially something that you would say is a hot job, like a rock star, I would say is probably top of that list. But today I have with me on the pod, trans slut rock band, Jennifer, Fig, and Eli.
Hi.
Hi. Wait, I have to ask off the bat. Can I look right into the camera?
Yeah, so you can look at that camera is us,
Yes.
and then
sweet.
that camera is just y'all.
Okay.
And then this one's
Love
just
Okay,
me.
great.
Yeah,
I
we've
wanna
got
be
a lot
connecting with the
of
people.
stuff happening here at
I'm gonna look at your
my
camera
friend's
the whole
basement.
time.
Jennifer,
Hi.
welcome to the pod.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
I love your band name so much that I can't stop saying Jennifer in every kind of inquisitive way that I can.
Yeah.
And I love that it's a question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And do you ever feel that you find yourself like answering the question of Jennifer?
Oh my God, we're starting off like meaningful and emotional. I love that
I
question.
feel like we're constantly answering the call,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, we're picking up the phone.
We're picking up we're picking up the phone.
I kind of feel like I was like, Jennifer, and you guys were like, yeah, we'll come on the pod.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you answered the call.
We answered the call.
We answered the
I love
call.
that. The first thing I have to ask you is, like, what is Jennifer? Like, how did you come up with it? Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to talk about who Jennifer is as a
Yeah, who's Jennifer?
Yeah.
What is Jennifer? And then also, what is Jennifer? Tell us.
So
the class.
it's always a little bit funny to talk about who she is because I feel like she's so many different things to us, and it's just like a very a deep, if not tumultuous, relationship that we have with her.
Yeah.
And so basically, like, she is our sister,
Mhm.
our daughter, our mother,
mama.
our girlfriend, our
Girlfriend,
wife,
wife.
our ex-wife who we're still in love with, our
Yeah.
mistress. Like, she is everything that one could be to another.
Yeah.
She is that and so much more. And which, as you can imagine, it creates this kind of this intensity and this almost this feeling of, like, would you say like fear or dread?
Fear or dread. Yeah.
Deep
She's
in the
al-
pit of your
she's also a
stomach.
muse.
She's a muse.
I fear at the bottom of it all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And Jennifer is a trans slut rock band.
Mhm.
Tell us what that means.
Yeah, I mean it's right there.
Okay. Should I go?
Yeah. Hi.
go.
Welcome to Jennifer, the podcast.
Thanks so much for having me, you
Of
guys.
course.
Yes.
Hi, so much. You get your
Turn it
name.
around. Yeah. Do your name.
You know, it's so funny. Ella Yerman did the same thing on my podcast. And she was like, I know, sorry. How I know Jennifer is Ella Yerman, friend of the pod.
Mhm.
Shout out. First episode of the pod. She had this 1-year anniversary for T comedy, which is her pride and joy kind of, it's in the name.
Mhm.
But at the Bell House, and there was like a live band on stage, and it was Jennifer, and I immediately was like, who are these bitches? Like, they're cute as fuck. And in between each act, like, you guys would do like a cute little like and I was like, they like, you have such stage presence, even just like two people sitting on the back of the stage like holding an instrument, and I was like, I'm obsessed. I was like, who are these people?
I love that.
And now here we are.
And here we are.
Also, digression. Ella and I went to school together,
Like college
like
or
college. Yeah.
okay, so also NYU.
Also NYU.
Okay, so everyone who's been on this podcast, I swear to God, has
Well,
got.
I
you
did
were
not.
NYU.
No, I was not NYU.
NYU
Well, you said
adjacent.
you knew.
I know like everyone in NYU because I
Oh.
didn't really go to college. I went to 1 year at the New School for Jazz.
Oh
and
my
I
God!
dropped
Wait,
out.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
My older sister went to the New School for Jazz.
Oh,
She's a
really?
trumpet player,
Oh.
but I think I'm much
Oh.
older than you. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
definitely not.
Had to think
Yeah,
about
my
that one.
sister's
Yeah.
my
Good.
sister's 32,
hmm
Okay.
but she's a trumpet player and she's a jazz musician, and that's what she does do full time. But she did 4 years at
Cool.
the New School.
Oh, sweet.
Jazz.
What's her name?
Allison Phillips.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna have her on the pod before this
Sick.
season ends and need to space it out
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
you guys are a band.
Yeah.
And she's a trumpet player.
True.
Anyways, that's for me thinking about later. Okay, so trans slut rock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I told you on the way here that because we bumped into each other on the street, and I said that I was nervous to say who you remind me of because there was someone really specific that came to mind immediately. It took me back to this specific playlist that I curated in like high school, but that like a lot of the songs were this specific band. So I'm like excited to see your reaction. Are you guys ready?
Oh my God, yeah. Who's it gonna be?
Letters to Cleo.
I don't know
That means nothing to me.
Oh my God, are you
don't
too
know either.
young?
I feel like you always know. I don't know.
Who that is.
Have you
No, I don't
have you
think
ever
I
seen the
know.
movie 10 Things I Hate About You?
Yeah.
No.
It's every song in that movie.
Oh, okay, that's why I know of them. I love that soundtrack.
Want you to want me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that one.
That I feel like that is very that makes a lot of sense to me.
I've got homework for you.
Mhm.
Yeah. God, I feel.
I'm gonna send you an
silly.
album.
Yeah.
Here and
Yeah,
now.
please.
Connor, producer behind the scenes, do we know Letters to Cleo?
Yeah.
Okay.
About you? Yeah, I love that movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
Boots. Thank God Connor knows.
Yeah.
I was feeling really old for a second.
I love that soundtrack. I just didn't. I haven't
it's like
done the
every
band.
song on that soundtrack.
Okay,
No, it's
sick.
not. It's like 4 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
But okay, well, I've got homework. So glad you didn't have a reaction. Do people compare you to other bands ever? Does this happen?
You know, honestly, like weirdly, not that much.
I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like there are people that we sound like, but that's
Yeah.
just because I feel like we like those people.
Yeah.
You know?
But we don't get like I feel like I've been in other bands where you get compared a lot. We haven't gotten compared. Like people aren't like, oh, you guys sound just like whatever. Like we don't actually. I can't think of any comparisons.
This is the
we've
first
gotten.
time, and you guys are gonna listen to Letters to Cleo and be like, oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
see
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Already the vibe and the era like is very it.
Well, it's just you don't have enough. So you're young, and I am older and
Wiser
and wiser,
and beautiful.
and also just like I've listened to more of that era, but that's not an excuse. I don't know. I feel that as you get bigger, more people will just start saying that to you. That's all it is.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious, like, how you feel about being a trans slut rock, because like what band, when I talk about Letters to Cleo, you know, when I talk about any of these bands of that era, like no one was outwardly trans and like pioneering the scene in the way that you guys are, not to mention that it's like a lot of your image. Like talk a little bit about that element of how that kind of fits into your identity of Jennifer.
You want to start? You want me to start?
I'll start. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we kind of started it with like transness. Take a hit.
The camera's probably on you, so like I was trying to be chill about it.
I'm so sorry.
I just ripped my weed pen. I'm sorry.
I'm
Sorry.
like, drop in. It's like we always wanted it to be trans. Like at the heart of all of it, we're singing about our experiences, and yeah, it just so happens that we're both trans, but also it is so intrinsic to what we're doing. Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have something else that's smart to
No,
say?
that I totally. I think it's funny because I think and correct me if I'm wrong. I think when we first started, like, it was weird because we didn't explicitly say to each other that we wanted to do that. We just
Mhm.
talked about starting a band and like what the vibe would be like, and we just like were having fun with it. And I think it was like almost a silent agreement where I think I very much felt that way, where I was like, I really want this to be at the center of it. And then I think at some point, like I realized that you did also, or you said it somewhere, and I was like, oh, thank God we're like totally on the same page with
Yeah.
this. And also we talk like, especially when we were first getting to know each other, and now still, we talked a lot about our experiences being trans and experiences with gender and kind of navigating through life in gender. And it was interesting that we were like kind of at somewhat similar points in our transition when we first
Yeah.
met, and like coming from these opposite places. And we're like, it's so weird because I started here and I'm going here, and this is what my thing is, and Fig has the opposite thing. And it's just like, was a very kind of cool way that we connected. And I think that just kind of naturally bled into everything else. And now I'm like, I never want to make art that isn't trans. Like it's
Yeah.
just so fucking fulfilling and exciting. And
That's
yeah.
beautiful. How long or when did Jennifer? Every time I say I feel like I need to follow it with Jennifer, even when it's just like an organic
Organic
It's really tripping me up. When did Jennifer or originate? Like when did you like actually put some music out there and really make people know?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like thinking about like us meeting,
No, when did you put music
When
on
did
the
we put
internet?
Music on the internet.
2 years ago.
I was answering the question that I wanted to answer. Yeah, 2 years
Well,
ago.
okay,
Right?
what when you met? Okay.
No, no, no,
Answer
no,
that
no,
question.
No.
How'd you guys
No,
meet?
I don't want to anymore. I don't
No,
want to.
no, now I wanna know.
No, I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to. We put music on the internet 2 years ago.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
You guys are cracking me up so much. I'm like trying to keep my composure. Well, now I want to know that. How did you guys meet? Like that connection. I know you both were in school. Are you both 24?
25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you both were in school in New York. Is that kind of like the scene, or it's like, was there some insane story?
No, we have like a really cute meet cute.
It's kinda
Okay.
sweetie.
It's really sweetie.
You go.
Tell us.
Okay, so we have a mutual friend, Maya, who is the best
We
ever.
love. She's in London.
Yeah.
Maya.
Hi, Maya.
Maya, we
Hi,
miss
London.
you.
Yeah.
Wish you were here.
She's
And
literally
she's
like
in
the sweetheart
Scotland.
angel of our life. She's in Scotland.
Edinburgh,
and
yeah.
she's a wonderful director and playwright, I guess. Right?
And musician.
A musician.
Yeah.
Wonderful musician. She's just all around talented, wonderful person. And she was having a birthday party that we both attended. And we just like started kikiing at the birthday party. Like we met each other there and we're on the roof and we were just like doing bits.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like thought that Fig was like really funny. And like I was just like, I was kind of, and like you were with like a couple of your friends and I was just like, I want in on whatever this is. I was like, I was there alone. I only really knew Maya and like a couple other people, but I was just kind of like chilling and I was like, I'm with you guys, wherever you are, I'm there too. And then after that party, like I saw Fig at like, the next time I saw you was at the Stonewall for a friend of mine's party. And I showed up in drag for the first time ever. And so I showed up there and I was like, walk up to Fig in like a mini skirt
No,
and
and
like a blonde wig.
he said, hey, like I knew
We
him.
knew each other. Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
I've never
it's
seen
me.
this person in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, and you were like, hi. And then from there, it was like kept being like that. We kind of just like kept being at the same events and stuff. And I was like, it's literally me. Like we're friends.
It's me. It's always
It's
been
just
It's me. It's
me.
always been me and you. Like it's just that. And then we just like ended up being friends that way. And then I was throwing this like concert series thing for another band I was in, and Fig was like an actor in it because it was this performance art thing. And then around that time, like we were like, should we like start a band?
I remember being at Baby's All Right,
Mhm.
and I was like, Eli, I really think we should like write something, like write stuff together.
What were you seeing at Baby's All Right that like you had that moment in that night?
I was it was the acting thing.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
okay.
so, I don't know. How would you? It
It
was
was
a
like a-
concert. It was
It was like a residency thing that I did at Baby's All Right.
But
like,
you
3
just were
weeks.
like, we should be up there together.
certainly,
yeah.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Like we were just like, we should just like do some shit.
Yeah, get up some shit.
Yeah.
And it seems that you have.
I fear we have.
Yeah.
It seems that you're doing a lot of really cool cunty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have a record label that you work with,
Mm-hmm.
Final Girl Records, who coincidentally I know, and you don't
Mhm.
even know how I know.
No, and I
You
don't.
know.
And
So-
and you don't even know how
you don't
I
even
know.
know how I know. Well,
And you don't know you're not
so
about me.
Deanna, who's one of the, it's like 2 people that run it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anna Madison.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Deanna is, one of the final girls
Mhm.
of Final Girl Record. And we had like a class together my senior year of college. We went to Rutgers, but I
Oh,
knew who they
yeah.
were because they were in a band with this guy named Matt, who I vaguely knew. Well, no, I knew, but
Oh.
I'm playing it down. But they like were in that band, whatever. And then Deanna was in like some class of mine, and I was like, oh, like whatever. But then when I was going to LA or something, I reconnected with them. But like it's been random like that I reconnected with them. It's just like everyone who I saw that I would see again, I feel like I have in life, if that makes sense. Like there's so many people that like reappear in my life at this point that I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Mhm.
Totally.
And I feel like that's such a beautiful thing about the universe.
Yeah. Yeah. True. People pop up like when they need to, for sure.
For sure.
And Madison and Deanna are just like so plugged in, and like they're
It
just very
appears that,
connected.
yeah.
So in,
They're very
yeah.
connected to
Well,
things.
they were even doing that type of stuff like in college, like
Yeah.
in a cunty way. I
Yeah.
remember, which was a long time ago because, as mentioned, I'm older than you.
And wiser.
And we're younger.
Yeah.
And you're younger.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
your signs?
Do we do a little like guess moment? Do you guess yours? You
I
guess
don't feel
ours?
like I know you at all, so I feel like I can't. I'm just starting
I
to
don't want to.
learn. I wish I could
starting
guess,
to
but I've
learn.
known you for roughly 15 minutes, aside from like 7 collective minutes in
Past
extremely
in
chaotic
things, yeah.
environments.
I feel like you could absolutely guess based on how I answered a previous question.
Okay.
No, I feel like
You're like,
absolutely
do
could.
it.
Based on how you answered what
I'm a
previous?
Capricorn.
Okay.
I'm
And
a
I feel
Capricorn.
like that made sense. Okay, and what are you?
I'm a Libra.
Okay, I was gonna guess something like docile.
I was gonna guess like something bottomy and
No, like that's what a Libra is.
But yeah, like subservient.
Yeah,
like subservient.
Yeah,
I was gonna guess like you're a
guess what I
faggot.
am?
Aquarius.
No,
Virgo.
no.
I don't.
wait,
I only
okay,
know the
okay,
ones that
okay.
I have.
You've only known
Leo.
me in 15 minutes as well.
Leo.
That's a good guess. I feel I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, okay.
I'm
love.
Scorpio, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What's your rising?
Oh, you say in unison. In
Oh.
unison. So sorry. Back on track.
Okay.
I want to get back to your career.
Mhm.
So before Jennifer, were you doing a lot of work in music? It sounded like you had some series that you were doing. Like, has this always kind of been both of your career paths? I mean, like, set the stage before Jennifer.
Yeah, I grew up doing I was like a jazz drummer for many years, and I grew up doing like just like classical training and jazz and just all kinds of things like that. And was fully planning on like going into like jazz full time. And then I got to college and like low key like discovered the magic of pop music and was like, I'm fucking doing this shit. And then got into like contemporary music and like the indie scene and like the kind of like electronic dance scene in more of a heavy way. And then like the punk scene and just like whatever got into like the New York music scene.
But it's starting out in jazz. I think it's such a fundamental.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
I
is a
mean,
kind of
I
fundamental.
feel like myself, even I literally growing up only listened to jazz because like I come from this jazz family. Like my
Mm.
sister's a jazz musician. I grew up playing saxophone and like we did all this stuff that was like very immersed in the arts. It's specifically jazz. And I mean, there was some classic rock, but it was like my parents are also like way older than me. So like that's part of it as well. And I didn't,
Hopefully.
well, no, but like like my mom was 44 when I was born.
Oh yeah.
Like they
yeah.
weren't planning on having kids. And
Yeah.
then they had my older sister and it's like, well, might as well have a second. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, like so I feel like because of that, I like never had my own taste in music until college when I too discovered like pop
Yeah.
and
Rocks.
and like
I'm
yeah.
rock.
yeah, and like so like
Yeah.
not to sound like super sheltered, but like I only knew about jazz until 2017,
Yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I like listen to other things, of course, but like jazz was like where my whole entire head was at pretty much. Like jazz and like hip hop and rap.
Cool.
And then yeah, I got like very into popular music and then I've just been and then I like went to school for jazz, left school, and just started playing in like a fuck ton of bands around
But
the
so
city.
you said you're trained as a drummer. I've only I haven't seen you play drums.
Yeah,
You
it's so
must.
yeah, it's
Oh,
really
it's electric.
crazy.
Do you
Oh,
play
my
drums
God.
in Fig? Do you play drums in Jennifer?
I record our drums, yeah.
Okay, because I was actually that was going to be a question that I asked you. I was like listening to your music, and I was like, "There's other instruments here."
Yeah.
that
There are.
And what do you? I like was too. I was too far away to see who was holding what. What are your like? Or do you both play multiple instruments in the?
We both play guitar and we sing for like the live show.
Okay, so no
Yeah.
one was playing bass then.
Yeah, our friend Jada plays bass.
Yeah.
She's like our bassist in the band.
Okay, but and I'm Jennifer, so you have specific also like rhythm section
Yeah, so like basically like the
or not
arrangement-
rhythms, but like
Yeah.
bass and like
bass and drums. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, our friends Jada and Grayson are like our bassist and drummer. And that's like,
live
yeah.
situation.
Okay, so you never
Yeah.
do drums on stage.
no.
We have thought about it.
We've thought about
I
it.
think
Yeah, I really
that
want
would gag
to.
the bitches. I fear.
really think that would honestly,
Especially
maybe
if
for,
you
like,
don't
next
always
show.
do it and then like you randomly do
I
It's
know.
very
I was like for one song. I feel like that
For
would be
one song a
sickening.
switch around, yeah, and Grayson plays guitar. It would actually be kind of disgusting and like
Yeah.
outrageous.
I mean, I just think also like people who like don't know your roots, like, do you know who Dave Grohl is?
Mhm.
Certainly.
Like, okay, so Dave Grohl originally was the drummer for Nirvana,
Mhm.
but now he's never on drums. But
Yeah.
then he'll like randomly every once in a while, like,
Rip it.
and then
Rip
people will
that
be like,
shit.
wait, what? And
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
yeah.
you've never heard of Nirvana?
Yeah.
Oh, you've never heard of
I've never
Nirvana?
heard Nana, my baby.
Yeah.
What was that?
Never heard about it.
Cool.
I was
cool.
worried for a second as I was about to tell that anecdote that like you wouldn't know who Nirvana was because of
That
not
would be
knowing
so
what it stood
cunt
would
for.
if I
be
didn't.
No,
crazy.
that would be
Nirvana-
insane.
I
though,
wish
if you
I
didn't
could.
know.
I wish I could unlearn who Nirvana is, so that if someone was like, "Do you know Nirvana?" and I'm like, "No,
No,
who is that?"
Who is that? Yeah,
I would literally love that. I would eat it
Yeah.
up.
And your origin story?
My origin story. I did musical theater. Well, so also I was in band. I played trumpet.
Okay, Boots.
Thank you.
Sorry for the excitement.
No worries. Sorry for the excitement. No worries.
Sorry to
No.
really. I just because we were just like
Your sister plays trumpet.
I'm excited
I
about
get it.
that.
Yeah.
Also, you give such saxophone vibes. in
I
a
get
good
that.
way. No, you're right. I feel like
I
get
haven't
some of it.
touched it since college, but I was like, you can just sell it, like whatever. But now I'm like, because I was like low key very good at saxophone.
I'm sure
I
you
was
can
in
play that.
honors band.
Ah,
sick.
same.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also played. So I was in jazz band, and I played trumpet and guitar in that. And then I started doing musical theater.
Musical theater at NYU.
Yes.
So that's how you know Ella, because Ella did that first semester, but then
Yes.
switched to a very creative. And Connor's laughing behind the scenes. I hear the producer, because the first episode when we were recording this, like I made Ella say it like 6 times because I was like, "What is your?"
Oh, her Gallatin major.
Yeah, her Gallatin
It's
major.
ridiculous.
It's like made up, which is what it is.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Ella, if you're watching this,
I'm
it's not
talking about Ella
ridiculous.
so much, and I never
Yeah.
reference someone this much in an episode.
I know. Well,
Sorry, I know other people. Okay, sorry.
I believe you.
Especially that went to NYU. Oh my god.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone.
Naturally.
Everyone I know recently went to NYU.
Yeah.
So you went to NYU.
I went to NYU.
You were a theater major.
I was a theater major. I majored in musical theater for 2 years, and then I switched to experimental theater, which was more my speed.
What is
Um,
that?
It's like physical acting. It's basically a way to, like, whereas other acting techniques will be like more cerebral and like you do like the character work on paper and then you do your shit. Physical acting, like experimental acting, is like you're using your body as your primary source of character discovery.
Okay.
And that's what we're talking about now. So
Cool.
So sick.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know, I've always played guitar and stuff. It was I don't know, I was like, I've always kind of been like whatever. I've had my tentacles out for many different things, like acting and music, and it just so happened that music was kind of the thing that took off a little bit, and so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And now
Let's
you guys
fucking-
have done some really cunty stuff, and like I'm so excited for you to announce at the end like what you have upcoming,
Yeah.
because this will be
Yeah.
out after you've announced it.
So true.
So you can announce
Oh,
that.
so
Yeah.
true.
That's what I thought when you
true.
told me that earlier.
Nice.
true.
Oh,
I know.
hell yeah.
Press, slay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
super boots.
Yeah.
That's super cool though. Just like that, how like it brought you guys together and like your foundation. Also, like I realized I've never told anyone in this community that I was a band kid.
Oh my God.
And now I have.
You came out to
I'm right there
us.
with you. I'm
Yeah.
right there with
It's
you.
kind of
That was
like
Big Band Kid.
should be a secret. Like it's kind of like, because band kids, it's like it can be kind of slutty and sexy,
Mhm.
but you know, it's an identity of mine that I feel like I don't really show
Yeah.
in my adult life. But
Yeah.
it's out there now. I was a
Loud
band
and
kid.
proud. Yeah. I was a band kid.
Stares into the camera. Well, Slay, I feel like, I mean, I've learned about your foundations, learned a little bit about kind of how you got to Jennifer. I'm curious, like, what does your life look like as someone who is in a band? Like, what do you guys do to, like, for your career, to get gigs, to, you know, make money, to put yourself out there online? Like, what does that look like in terms of running your little mini business of Jennifer?
I feel like a lot of what we've been doing like this past year has been kind of getting our live show together, I would say. Like it's just been a lot of like booking rehearsals, figuring out what shows fit well, getting ready for certain shows, kind of getting the flow of our set list and like learning how to put on a real proper package of a show. That's been kind of like our focus. While doing this also, like we recorded in the past couple of years, we recorded like our Girl Class EP. And then we've also been in the process of recording like an eventual album that's going to come out next year. So it's been a lot of like writing, arranging, recording, kind of like writing, arranging, playing it live, seeing how that feels, getting into the studio and recording and refining. And doing all of this while we've been kind of developing what Jennifer is in the Jennifer world. And that's been like a lot of like mostly like social media marketing, and just kind of, and like visuals and just kind of like just little by little piecing together.
Do you
things
run
and
your
building.
social media yourself?
Yeah, we do.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's been cool. It's kind of like just, it feels like sort of like we were kind of uncovering little bits of like what the project is, and we're like, oh wow, it feels like this, and like things would kind of just like come and make sense and be like, of course it's like this is the nature of this. And now I feel like we've kind of gotten there where we sort of know what the bones of it are, and now it feels like we're starting to like develop on top of that and like really sculpt it into what we want it to be,
Yeah,
which is a
totally.
really cool feeling.
Yeah, it feels like the album that's coming out next year is very much us kind of like discovering that, and then wait till album 2
Yeah.
in 2026.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a
Um,
whole roadmap.
We're really
planned
planning.
out.
Yeah, we got
That's cool.
because we have
How
like,
far in advance do you have to plan for stuff like this?
we don't have to plan that far in advance, but we just we just liked it. We I think we just like we write like a lot together, and like we have a lot of
we got a lot of
ideas.
tunes.
Yeah, and then like we have a lot of tunes. Then also like I think we like finish songs pretty well, which sometimes can
Mhm.
be difficult. Like you kind of have a spark for something, and then it's like hard to make it into an actual song. But like we'll just like write shit and it's done. And I'm like, yeah, this is like it's.
Right.
We just are like kind of
What do you think?
happening?
What do you think is like what enables you to do that? Like, I feel like a lot of people would agree that that's something that's really hard. Like, what do you feel like enables you to be able to finish songs?
So I think I don't know. I mean, like what I love about our collaborations is that like I'll start with an idea and then I'll write until I'm like, okay, now this needs another person. This needs Eli's eyes on it, and
Mhm.
like for whatever by some like alchemy, he's like, okay, oh yeah, this is what this needs, or like the other way around. And I feel like especially starting out, we came from like such kind of I don't know, just like valuing different things and
Mhm.
different like types of music. And so to have the like those like two kind of differing views on music and like taste, um, yeah, it kind of allows things to just run not smoothly,
Yeah.
but easier. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
it's just kind of there.
Where do
Yeah.
you take your, like, when you're writing songs, where do you take your inspiration, like creativity? Like, do you have a process where you sit there and you say, okay, I'm writing songs today? Or is it something that it's like you're always constantly doing? Like, what does that process look like from a creative standpoint?
I tend to go in like as far as just like pure inspiration, I tend to go in kind of like cycles with it where like I'll go through a period of time where it's like I'm like it's everywhere. Like I'm waking up in the middle of the night being like I have to get this idea down, and it's like constant and obsessive, and I'm just like idea here, like tons of shit is coming to me, and I'll just be like writing
Where do you write all this
tidbits.
stuff down?
Yeah, I write it in like my notebooks, and I'll record myself singing something, and then sometimes I'll record the guitar thing, and I'll take a lot of videos so I don't forget like what I played. Like I have to see it. And I'll just record everything, just like as much information as I can so that I can revisit it later and refine it. And then other times like I've gone like a year. I don't know if it's a year, but like I've gone like periods of time like a year where it's like I'm not writing a lot, or like I'll just go a long time where I just don't have any desire to create or touch something like that. And whenever I'm in those periods, like obviously it's like when everything's coming, it feels so magical and like that's easy. But it's like I think I've learned that when I'm not feeling that way, to just let myself do other things and like trust
Yeah.
that it'll come back when it
That's
should.
really good advice. And I think that's something that, like, honestly, like, no one's really talked about
Yeah.
of my guests thus far, of like, you don't always have to be like specifically focused on the thing that you're working on. Like, you can be working on other parts of you, or candidly like taking care of yourself, which is a big part of being able to run your business when you are the business.
Yep.
That I think that's like so valid. Like, don't force it. Like,
Yeah.
the moment that you stop forcing it, like the creative juices will come back and you're going to put
Yeah.
together something cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I find, or I've been finding recently that like a lot of what brings me like inspiration is just like listening to other artists. And but so like right now, a lot of the shit that I'm writing sounds like Alex G, which is like fine, and which is my cross to bear. But yeah, I think like playing other people's music as a roundabout way of getting to my own music is
Taking inspiration from other people's
Yeah.
sound. What is the scariest part about starting a band that's not only like already like doing well, but like this is something that, like, I said this when you first got here, I'm like, you guys are rock stars. Like, this is the real deal. And like, we're going to talk about your next show, but like, you're playing legitimate venues. Like, it's all really happening. Like, you guys are like, ooh.
Yeah.
What's the scariest part about all that though? Not to bring us down.
No, I
No.
love that question. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know. I think about the way that we interact as people and like um how yeah, I don't know, like some of the interpersonal stuff has been like tough,
Yeah.
you know, and but also like yeah, so I don't know, like interpersonal challenges and just like disagreements and conflict resolution has been kind of some of the toughest stuff. And also, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's what's coming to mind for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. I mean, yeah, we've talked about this a lot where it's like being in a band is so like it's like a relationship and a marriage and a business partnership and a family, like, and it's like a very, very deep, complicated relationship. So that, yeah, I would agree. I also think like I feel like especially like kind of the first it was around, I mean, I guess like earlier this year, I remember having this moment when we were recording for what's going to be our first album.
Mhm.
Like it was like we played the show in LA. It was like our first like out of town show and it went really well, and like a ton of different friends came and musicians I respected came and like they all really loved it. And I remember like going home and I actually took like a video of myself talking into a camera, just being like, I just need to like mark this down, and basically just being like, I was kind of like, okay, like I think all my life doing music, I was like, I really wanted to be good and like I wanted it to like do something meaningful or whatever. But I always thought that when people were like, you're really good or I love your music, like I just really thought they were just being nice. And I thought that they like saw how bad I wanted it and they're like, let me just give him what he wants because he really wants it and he's sweet and like he is, you know, he's a nice boy. Like we're just gonna like be like, you sounded really good. Like, and I was like, that's fine. Like I appreciate that. But I think for the first time doing this, I'm like, I think that people are saying that they like it because they like it and not because they're trying to
You
be nice to
believe
us.
them.
I believed them.
That's
And
so
yeah.
No, that's a
And
real feeling.
it's scary
Yeah.
because you really do have to open up this part of yourself and be really vulnerable to accept that kind of compliment or love or appreciation from people.
Yeah.
And you have to then be like, I'm like, oh my God, they like it. And it's kind of this permission where I'm like, I like it too. I'm like, I really
Dude,
like,
I'm
I
like,
like it too.
I've been thinking about that so fucking much.
Yeah.
Like just
I like your music too, for the record, as well.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
And I
actually,
like
and
you.
I kept thank you so much. And I know that you like my parties because
I do like
you
your parties.
literally the next day messaged me and you were like, let's do that again.
Yep. Yep. I was like, this rocks. I want to get on board with this.
Yeah. I don't even know what I like. You literally, I just like see how like fun and like on social media, how much like you're always just like promoting stuff and whatever. And that's why I was like, I need Eli to host a party.
Hell
Like,
fucking
I just
yeah.
feel like I had my eye on you for a second. And the
I
way
love
that
that.
worked out was insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fig. I just interrupted what you were about to say.
no worries. I was sad to miss that part.
No, it's okay. Do you want to know
was-
what? I'm announcing something the coming weeks that is September 20th. So
Oh, God, amazing.
maybe you'll make that
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Well, I was seeing Broadway's Illinois.
Oh, true.
with an S at the end.
Illinois, yes.
Yeah.
Like the
Sufjan.
Sufjan Stevens musical.
No, I don't know.
Oh my God,
I'm
it's
dying to
so
see
good.
it.
It's off. It's off.
Oh,
off
you
to
missed
Broadway.
it.
So good luck.
Fuck.
Tell me.
Good luck, idiot.
Fuck.
Good luck, idiot.
Get fucked. Yeah. Anyway.
You also, can I just say that you guys are so cute and endearing and have such like a gorgeous. I can't believe this is your first podcast, and can I be honest? I love that because
you.
like one
Yeah.
day this is going to be referenced, and people are going to be like, "Oh my God, look at like baby, I'm Jennifer," and I get to say I put you on a pod first.
True. Exactly.
Sorry,
No,
Fig.
it's okay. I'm just
Fig.
like, no, I just talking about like, yeah, letting myself be happy
Mhm.
for the things that are that we're working for, and like proud of what we're doing, and like knowing there's this dumb idea in my head that like it is bad to feel, or like not humble to feel like
Mhm.
proud of something and know that something you're doing is good. But like, I don't know. I texted you about like this song that we're putting out later in the year, and I was like, this shit is so fucking good.
Mhm.
It's so good. And yeah, it rocks. It rocks to be a part of it and to like get excited about something that didn't exist before and now exists because of us.
Yeah.
That's so.
Yeah.
You guys are making me like mushy this whole episode. Like, this is so sweet and wholesome.
Yeah.
I also just like really, there's things that both of you said that I like really want to emphasize. And one of that is like being proud of yourself. I think it's something that we forget that, okay, right. You have to be humble. You have to, you
Mhm.
know, be respectful to the fact that like people are giving you compliments. Sure. But also like, if you aren't proud of it, who's going to be proud of it? You know,
Yeah.
like if you're not excited about it, who's going to be excited about it? You have to be like, you're your number one salesperson.
Mhm.
So you being proud of it and talking about it all the time. Like I think about how much I talk about these parties. I have never talked about something like this in my life. And I physically cannot stop talking about the parties that I throw.
Mhm.
And it's like what you were describing of like all of a sudden like this euphoria of like, oh, like I just have to work on this. It's consuming me. Talking about it, like people are excited and supportive. And I'm glad that you got there because it sounds like you have of like people want to hear you excited too because like we're all excited for you.
Yeah. And also too, I think that I agree that it is this kind of funny human misunderstanding that it's like which I have the same thing where it seems like pride is the opposite of humility. But I would argue that like I'm trying to think if this makes sense. But in my head, like shame is kind of the opposite of humility. And pride goes with humility because I think the common thing is like a sense of gratitude, where to be like really humble, it's not to be shrinking yourself, it's to be grateful for the things that you have and grateful for what's around you. And I think
Mhm.
having pride in yourself is a form of doing that. It's like you're having gratitude and appreciation. The way you'd have gratitude and appreciation for someone else, you have it for yourself. And that's just like a really wonderful thing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have some rapid fire questions for you guys.
Yeah.
What's up?
All
Let's
right.
get into it.
These are quick.
Mhm.
So don't take too
Don't even think
don't-
about it.
You know,
Don't even
think.
think.
If you need to think about it, think about it.
Totally.
But don't
Start
don't
making
take too long.
sounds.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna each individually.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Hottest part about your job?
The girls that look at us play.
Oh well.
Wait, can
I
I-
love that answer.
Can I talk about my other job?
Sure.
I'm a woodworker.
Oh,
The whole thing is hot.
that's another episode.
That'll be a whole other episode.
Another episode.
And the girls.
And the girls.
And the girls.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Misconception about your job, or misconception about being in a band.
I'm sorry.
Fucking. Oh my god.
That it's egotistical.
Fucking. I don't know if I have an answer for this one.
That you get girls. I feel like that plays off of the first one.
Yeah, but I fear the issues that we do. Damn it.
Yeah.
Slay.
Jennifer gets girls.
I'm Jennifer gets girls. You heard it here first.
and boys.
Yep.
And boys.
Gets more for Fig.
And
Yeah,
non-binary
And non-binary folks.
folks.
Misconception that it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes you got to work.
sometimes you gotta work.
Hottest job you've ever had does not have to be at all relevant to this job.
Totally this job.
Woodworking.
I
It's
can't.
in my Hinge profile.
Yeah.
Okay,
There you go.
hot. Find Fig on Hinge. Where can we find you? Hinge.
Hinge,
.com.
Field.
Oh my God. Well, I'm hosting the Field Mixer on Wednesday, the Field August Mixer. Is that tomorrow? Yeah.
Ah,
Cute.
that'll be tomorrow.
And there's more to
free.
come there. So,
Okay,
okay.
love.
Hardest job you've ever had.
I worked for one day at a thrift shop and it made me want to kill myself.
That makes sense to me.
Like hardcore. I was
Was
like,
it thrift or was it like consignment Beacon's Closet vibe?
it was,
We can cut
Story.
it out if you want.
I worked at thrift shop and it was hell.
I'll bleep it out.
Yeah, bleep it out.
I'll bleep it
Censor
out.
yeah.
No, I've done that before.
Cute. Yeah.
I worked at Sherwin-Williams and I didn't know how to talk to people about paint, and that was really hard.
Just wood.
Huh?
Just wood.
Just wood? No, paint also as well.
No,
There's
but I'm saying you can talk about wood.
I can talk about
days.
I can talk about wood for days. Yeah.
Period. Okay, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh my God.
Quick.
Musician.
Happy.
Ah,
I know.
Boots,
John
that's a good
Lennon.
I know,
answer.
John Lennon. I
And
want to
you
be
don't
John
understand
Lennon when I
life.
grow up.
Okay.
What did it say?
Wait,
He said,
didn't he get shot?
You did
Yeah.
get shot.
I
I want
wanna
to be
get
shot
shot.
when I grow
I'm trying
up.
to get
And it was because he was so admired. I'm not justifying.
That's
All right, we're gonna
beautiful.
cut that out. Okay, so if you could give one piece of advice to someone who is looking to start a band,
Mm,
looking to get into music, looking to start something like that on their own, seems maybe daunting because it's like, oh, being a rock star is kind of a crazy dream.
Mhm.
What was it? A magical,
magical thinking.
a magical
a
thought,
magical thought.
A magical thought.
which is what is delusions.
Magical thinking will be delusions. Yeah,
It'd be the
it's like if I
delusions.
think about it enough, I can't get sick.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
which is true.
Man- ever tried it, though?
Manifesting.
Yeah.
Magical thoughts are manifesting. Well,
Mhm.
Yes.
it's all one and the same. Okay.
Yeah.
If you wanted to give, or if someone wanted to start a band, you know, even anyone just like wanting to chase their dreams,
hmm
what's the advice that you have?
I would say like follow the thing, like if you love music, like follow the thing that you love and just follow that feeling, and it'll take you wherever you're supposed to go with it. And it doesn't have to look like a certain thing. It can just be about your love for a thing. That's probably going to take you the best place that you're supposed to go to.
If it makes you laugh, then it's probably the right choice. It's my
Boots. Well, I'm obsessed with you both.
thank
That's
This
you.
has been such a pleasure. What do you have to promote? Tell us where we can find Jennifer. Come on.
Well, you can find us. You can find us Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Tidal.
Oh.
What are those other ones?
Bandcamp,
Crun-
SoundCloud,
like Cruncher,
Cruncher,
like
Grinder,
Tyndall,
Tinder.
Tyndall,
Swindle,
Hinge,
Fondle,
Field,
Grundle.
Kanji.
Yep.
That's a
YouTube.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yes,
You can find us
TikTok,
on
kind
TikTok.
of.
I'm not really.
Yeah.
I can't. It's I need an
YouTube.
intern.
You should follow us on YouTube,
Follow us on YouTube.
and look at our music videos
Look at our
because
music
not so many
videos.
people do, but they're really funny and
Some
nice.
people do.
Some people do.
People will. They're good. We put
Yeah.
a lot of work into them.
And
And
do you have any shows coming out?
We
Not this
do-
month.
Well, this won't be out.
we
this
have
month.
we have a show October 1st
First,
at Music Hall of Williamsburg, opening
opening for
for Towa
Towa
Bird.
Bird.
Shut the fuck up. You didn't tell me that part
No, we
earlier.
did
No,
not.
no.
No, we did not. We're very
I have
excited.
to keep this a secret for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yes,
fear you must.
yes,
Oh god,
I know.
This is the hardest thing.
It sucks.
That's the way that I got full body chills.
Oh my god.
No, me
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
That's I've been
Yeah.
like we haven't been able to tell anyone for like 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Um,
thank God I'm letting you guys kind of like.
I know. Literally, thank God.
Yeah,
yeah.
You were like ready to explode.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
you.
I'm
I
so
will be at
excited.
that show. I literally just put it on my calendar earlier.
Hell yeah, that
Okay.
rocks.
I'm gonna be the first person to get a ticket.
Fuck yeah. And also too, we just released a song called "Went on T" that you can listen to everywhere, and we're
Mhm.
gonna be releasing another song in October called "Fishy," which we're really excited about.
Boots.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in this week. This has truly been an honor, a pleasure. I'll see you guys next week, and I'll see you October 1st at the Towa Bird X Jennifer Bowery Presents concert.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.